Look, I'm really sorry about tonight, but something really urgent cropped up.
Don't apologise, Tony. I don't really mind doing all the things that you promised that you would do.
Mr. Reader, I phoned Tony and asked him to come round and see me. Well, I had to speak to him urgently.
Sally, I don't think this is any of your business. Tony knew that I wanted him to be here tonight.
Look, I've said I was sorry, all right? It couldn't be helped. Sally only found out today.
You find out what?
I'm pregnant.
Yeah, well, she's had a pretty lousy time of it when she was a kid, Mum. Her old man, he was a real no-hoper and, well, he used to knock her around a bit.
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah, and, well, then she got in with a wrong crowd, you know. She had a really rough trot of it for a while. Well, that's why I'm trying to make things up to her a bit at the moment, trying to help her over the last few years.
What do you mean, the last few years?
Well, you see, Doreen, she's been in and out of the pokey.
The pokey?
Prison. She's out on parole at the moment.
Prison?
Hang on, I'll make you a cup of tea.
I just don't understand you, Kevin. After all the trouble I went through bringing you and your brother up properly, how could you get mixed up with a girl like that?
There's nothing wrong with her.
Nothing wrong with her? I suppose she went to prison because there was nothing wrong with her. What was she in there for?
Oh, different things.
You mean she's been in there more than once?
Mum, she's been in and out of institutions ever since she was a kid. She's never had a chance.
Oh, is that what she told you? She told me her mother was well off, left her own home.
Oh, she did.
Then how come she's never had a chance?
Because her mother walked out on her when she was a kid. Look, people have been letting her down all her life. Yeah, well, I'm not going to.
That's all very well to say now, son, but what about the future? You want to go into business on your own. Who's going to do business with an ex-criminal?
Well, they won't be dealing with her. They'll be dealing with me.
Oh, that's what you think. How far do you think your father would have got without my help?
Well, he didn't get too far with it, did he? Look, I'm sorry, Mum. I didn't mean that.
It's all right. Just you wait till you've got children of your own. How are they going to feel, knowing their mother's been in prison?
Well, they needn't ever know.
These things always come out.
Well, who's going to tell them? You?
Oh, that's a very cruel thing to say, Kevin. I'm not the one who's been to prison. I'm not the one who's done wrong.
No. Doreen has. And she's paid for it over and over again. Well, things are going to be different round here from now on. So don't ask me to choose between the two of you, Mum, because if you do, I'm going to choose her.
I guess we ruined your dad's date, huh?
Yeah, we didn't have to take her home straight away. I mean, I was the only reason he brought her here in the first place. Oh, he reckons I miss Mum's influence at home.
He must think you're still a kid.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I ought to go before he gets back.
Go where? Look, you've come this far, you may as well stay. He'll be right. He likes solving other people's problems.
All right, now that we're alone, what the hell's going on?
Where's the bathroom?
It's through there. Dad, she's nervous.
She's a damn sight more than that, mate.
I didn't mean to break up your date like that. And you didn't have to take Mrs. Jackson home straight away.
We could hardly
either.
discuss this with her here, now could we? You sure it's your baby?
Of course it isn't mine. Look, we've only been in Melbourne 5 minutes.
Well, that's enough time for you to get into trouble.
Yeah, well, not this time, all right? It's Bill's kid.
Who's Bill?
Bill Harris, the guy whose house we got busted at.
Oh, that's where I've seen her before, isn't it? She was arrested with you, huh?
Yeah, but look, she wasn't involved. She was just living there, that's all. She got out straight away after the raid. She's been living with a girlfriend.
Okay, where do you fit in?
What do you mean?
Well, if this Bill is the father, as you say, why the hell is she coming to you for help?
They had a row. We're friends.
Just friends?
Look, I've told you, don't make a federal case out of it, okay? We've been out together a few times, that's all. It's not my child. It couldn't be.
All right, I believe you. What does she intend doing about it? Does she want to keep the baby?
No.
Do her parents know about it?
No, she was due to go back to them this weekend, but when she found out she was pregnant, she couldn't face them. I've told her she could stay here the night. She can have my room and I'll sleep on the couch. There's nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say there was. As long as you don't mind waking up with a crink in your neck. What's the second name?
Blakely, Sally Blakely.
Sally Blakely. All right, I'll get you a pillow and some blankets. Oh, Sally, Tony tells me that you'll be staying the night. Tony, I think Sally could use a drink.
Yeah, right.
Aren't you going to get undressed? They'll be turning the lights out in a minute.
I'll wait.
Are you scared I might get excited by a flash of flesh?
I was worrying about my mother, actually.
Why worry about her? She's outside. You're still in here.
She's on her own.
I heard that you could have gone with her if you wanted to. Why didn't you? Didn't you want to leave Fletch?
What do you mean?
Well, it's just that you and your mum seem very friendly with him. Or should I just say, you? Now that your mother's gone.
He was just concerned about her.
Oh, sure he was, love. But don't forget he's got a key to this room. You don't have to worry about being locked in here with me. It's when they put you in a room on your own that you better start worrying. Oh. Caroline, I don't mean to tease you. Where'd your mother go?
Back home.
Is that where you killed your old man?
Yes?
Well, from what I read in the papers, he deserved it.
No. No, he didn't. He couldn't help the way he was. When things went wrong, he just couldn't cope. He was weak. That's all.
Well, you had to help your mother, didn't you? It's funny, you know, thing that people will do for someone they love.
Is that why you're in here?
Yeah. We've made a mess of it, haven't we? I mean, your mother's at home on her own, and Sharon's up there in solitary. You and I are stuck in here.
Why aren't you in bed, Simpson?
I was just getting undressed.
Well, hurry up about it. Make sure it's your own bed you get into.
What a cow. No matter how bad things are, we're still better off than her.
Morning. Morning.
How'd you get on with your future mother-in-law?
Oh, okay, I suppose. Kevin reckons she likes me, but she keeps picking on me all the time. Should have heard the way she carried on when I cooked dinner last night.
Yeah, I can just imagine her carrying on.
Well, my cooking's not that bad, Lizzie.
No, I didn't mean that. Mothers-in-law always criticise. Get that, will you, love? What you cook?
Chops and veggies.
Well, you couldn't go too wrong with that, could you?
It's through here, is it? Mrs. Burns. So this is where you live. How did you find me? My son told me. He doesn't have any secrets from his mother. Although I'm sure you'd like him to. How much did he tell you? Everything. Having made such a mess of your own life,
I'm surprised you want to drag someone like Kevin down with you. He's always been an honest, hard-working boy.
Dor didn't force him to ask her to marry him.
I take it all the women in here are ex-prisoners.
That's right. And if you've never been inside, shove off.
I just want you to realise what you're doing. Coming between a mother and a son.
He's old enough to know his own mind. He's not a baby.
So long as you understand. I've told Kevin, if he goes ahead and marries you, I'll never allow either of you into my house again. I'm sure you don't want that on your conscience.
She's not the one who's doing it. You are. Tell her, Dor. God, you're bloody useless. First decent bloke you've ever met, and you let an old cow like that come between you. Well, if you're not going to tell her, I will.
Lizzie!
Hey! I want to talk to you. Come back here. Come back.
Oh, Kevin, save me!
What are you doing here?
She's trying to kill me. This mad old woman's after me.
G'day, Kev. Come to see Dor, have you?
Lizzie, what are you up to?
You know this creature?
Yeah, she's a friend of Doreen.
Oh, well, you see what I mean. If that's the sort of friend she has.
She's got better friends than you have, I'll bet you, old bag.
Hey, Lizzie! Now, look, what's going on here?
She came to the house and frightened Dor. She said she was going to kick you out if you married her.
Look, I thought we sorted this out last night.
I just wanted her to realise what she was doing. Coming between a mother and a son. Appeal to her decency if she has any.
She's decent, all right. She's in there howling her heart out. I reckon you better go in there and talk to her, Kev.
What about me?
I'll fix you.
No, you won't need that. All right, come inside, Mum. We've got to talk this over. We've got to get it sorted out once and for all right?
I'm not going back in there.
All right. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Kevin?
Well, looks as though he's made his own decision, don't it? G'day. I don't suppose you'd have any trouble getting a bus going that way. Be loads of people going into town to work. Hardly any coming this way. You know, I had kids of my own once, but that was many years ago. During the war, they took them all away from me. Said I wasn't a fit mother. I don't suppose I was, really. Funny, but the eldest would be nearly 50 now. Probably got kids of her own. Maybe she's a grandmother. I could be a great-grandmother. I've never seen any of them. I got no one. Most of my friends are inside, except Dor. I'm gonna die a lonely old woman. But you know what? If I had me time to come over again, I'd never let them take them. No matter what they done or what I'd done. And I'll tell you something else. I'm gonna be rich. The government are going to give me a fortune. It's worth nothing when you're on your own. Oh, I better be getting inside or I'll be head up for indecent exposure. Not that anyone would look at us at our age, eh? See ya.
Here we are, love. You drink this. It'll make you feel a lot better.
I don't know why everybody thinks a cup of tea will fix everything.
Well, it's not going to hurt, is it?
Kevin, what are we going to do?
I told you, we're getting married.
But your mother, she said she'd throw you out.
Yeah, well, we don't want to live with her anyway, do we? Look, don't worry about it, Doreen. I'll talk around, just give me time. As long as Lizzie doesn't chase after her with any more pots.
Bloody Lizzie, she'd ruin anything.
Well, she's not going to ruin it for us. Nobody is, okay? Now, drink your tea.
Oh, hello, Kev. You still here? You'll be late for work.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Look, I'd better go now. But I'll see you later, OK?
Where have you been, Lizzie?
Talking to Kev's mum.
Oh, Lizzie.
Don't worry, I told her what's what.
I'll bet you did. Look, I better go and sort this out.
There's no need.
Look, I'll see you later, OK?
I said there's no need. Where are you going?
Out.
Hang on a minute, I'll make a cup of tea and I'll come with you.
I don't want you to, Lizzie.
Do you reckon there'd be any trouble getting Sally an abortion, Dad?
No, it shouldn't be too difficult. Mind you, it's not a decision to be taken lightly. I think she ought to discuss it with her parents.
Yeah.
I could talk to them for her if she'd prefer it.
No, I think she'd rather do it herself anyway.
It's a good idea. It would be better if she wasn't dressed like that, too. Morning, Sally. I have to dash. I've got to get to work.
Oh, I like a clean girl.
Oh, Mr. Fletcher, is there any message from Mum?
I doubt it. She's only been out of here a day.
I know, but I don't like the idea of her being on her own the way she is.
Well, you had your chance to do something about that. It's a bit late to start worrying about it now, isn't it? I'll see Paul Reed. He's responsible for her now. Maybe he'll go around and see how she is.
Thanks.
In the meantime, if you've got nothing better to do than sitting around worrying, you might be better off working in the laundry. And that applies to you too, Bryant.
I thought we didn't have to work if we were on remand.
It's optional.
Oh, well then I'll stay where I am. Makes a change from driving a taxi, you know, putting up with all those drunks and cops. Some of them can't keep their hands off me.
I wouldn't mind working.
All right, I'll take it then.
Are you sure you wouldn't be safer off with me?
What's that last remark supposed to mean?
Oh, we've heard some of the prisoners are pretty violent.
You'll be well protected.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Everything all right, Mrs. Jackson?
Yes? The VJ rang. Said he'd be here in half an hour.
Good. Would you show him to my office when he arrives? Oh, and would you ask Miss Bennett to bring Sharon Gilmore along at the same time?
Right.
Morning, Mr. Reed.
Morning.
Morning.
Paul, Mrs. Simpson, she was asking about her mother.
Well, I haven't seen her since I took her home. She seemed okay then.
Fine.
I'll drop in this afternoon and make sure she's all right.
Good. I'd appreciate that.
How's everything at home?
Oh, fine. It's not as disastrous as it might have seemed.
Mrs. Jackson.
When you've got a bit of time, I'll give you the details.
Right. Hello? Mrs. Jackson speaking.
Oh, I'm off to tech. Aren't you getting dressed?
No hurry?
I thought you said you were going to go and see your folks today.
I'm putting it off.
Do you want me to come with you?
You've got lectures.
Nothing important.
No, if you were there, they'd think you were the father.
I wouldn't mind.
Honest?
Honest.
You're a sweetie, you.
On your feet, Gilmore.
Time to.
Well, don't think you're getting out. You're going to see the VJ. You'll be back here in 15 minutes.
I haven't done anything.
The drugs were found in your cell.
And they were planted there. Bet you know who did it, too.
How would I know? You know your friends better than I do. At least your so-called friends.
It wasn't Jude, was it? Yeah, I bet it was her, the cow.
She's always trying to drag me into line. Just because she's getting old and fat. Well, was it her?
You can ask any questions or make any accusations to the VJ. Now, come on.
Doreen! Where's Doreen?
Who do you think you are, barging in like that? This is a respectable house. Now get out.
I was looking for Doreen.
Well, she's not here.
Well, where is she?
I don't know. I'm not her keeper.
Lizzie, please. Look, I've just been talking to Mum, and I want to thank you for what you said to her. I know it couldn't have been easy saying things like that to a stranger, and, well, she still doesn't approve of Doreen, but at least she understands now.
Well, I wish I did. You try to help people, and they spit in your face.
Who are you talking about?
You and Dor. I told you I fixed it. But you young ones, you know everything. She wouldn't talk to me. She just walked out.
Well, why didn't you try and stop her?
What? You gotta be joking. She would have dropped me. Besides, I don't want to stick my nose in where it's not wanted.
No, look, it's not like that, Lizzie. Doreen's just very upset, that's all. She wouldn't do anything stupid, would she?
I don't know.
Hello, Doreen. What are you doing here?
I've come to see Bea.
Is she expecting you?
No, but it's important.
Well, I suppose it'll be all right. She hasn't had many visitors lately. No one except Lizzie. And how's she?
Well, she's okay.
Now, that's good. I want you to write your name, address, and the reason for your visit. Where it says reason, put friend.
Doreen Anderson? What brings you out here?
Oh, she's visiting Bea.
Good, thank you. Oh, they tell me you've gone and got yourself engaged, too. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, is he a nice fella? Well, of course, he must be a nice fella, otherwise you wouldn't have got engaged to him, would you? Listen, I'm going out to see Mrs. Williams. I shouldn't be more than about half an hour. Doreen, nice to see things working out for you.
Thank you.
Now, if you just wait outside, Doreen, you can talk to Bea in the garden. But we're a bit short-staffed at the moment, so you just have to wait for an officer to be free.
Okay, thanks.
And you claim Brian planted the drugs on you. Now, why would she do that?
To get me away from Chrissy.
Chrissy Latham, Gilmore's roommate.
Chrissy and this Bryant woman are friends, are they?
No.
Gilmore and Bryant are friends, as you put it.
Well, I suppose this sort of thing is inevitable in a women's prison.
The relationship didn't start in here. They lived together before Gilmore was arrested. Bryant, in fact, was arrested trying to smuggle drugs into her. She's still on remand.
I see. This puts rather a different complexion on your accusation. It seems Bryant wasn't planting drugs on you. She was supplying you. Prison is meant to be a deterrent. Obviously, it hasn't worked in your case. Perhaps solitary confinement will be more effective. I can only sentence you to 7 days. At the end of that time, you'll be brought before another visiting justice. No doubt he'll view the case just as seriously as I do.
Remember, no physical contact.
Oh, don't tell me you're jealous, Vera.
You know what I mean, Smith. Don't try passing or anything. I'll be watching.
Hello, Bea.
Now, what the bloody hell are you doing in here? Thought you'd had enough of this joint.
I wanted to talk to you.
You in trouble? Well, what are friends for? Come on, tell your Auntie Bea.
Well, it's Kevin's mum. She doesn't want us to get married.
Why not?
Well, she found out I've been in this place.
How?
Kevin told her.
Oh.
Oh, well, he had to, Bea. She would have found out herself sooner or later. Trouble is, we were getting on real well until then. Now she's turned awful nasty. Lizzie's not much help. She went after her with a bloody great saucepan. Oh, it's not funny, Bea. She only made things worse.
Well, I don't see how. This woman's against you anyway. Teach her to poke her nose in. You gotta show 'em who's boss.
It's easy for you to say. People do what you tell them.
Yeah, well, only because I make 'em. Leave 'em alone for 5 minutes, and they're at your throat.
Are you in trouble, Bea?
Nothing I can't handle, kid. You can't let people push you around forever. It's been your problem all along. Now, Kevin's mother had her chance with her old man, and I bet she made his life a misery. Don't let her do the same to you.
But what about Kevin?
Kevin's made his choice. Now, you make sure he doesn't regret it.
I'll do my best. CB, I'm glad I came to see you.
So am I, kid. I think perhaps both of us have realised what we have to do.
Are you from the police?
No.
Only I wondered when I saw you bring Mrs. Williams home yesterday. The police were here this morning. 2 of them, in uniform.
Did they see Mrs. Williams?
No, they didn't get an answer either. In fact, I've only seen her once since you brought her home. I wanted to show her the newspapers. You know, those dreadful stories they were writing about her husband. I thought she might not have seen them, being in prison. Do they get newspapers in prison?
Well, they're not entirely cut off. How was she when you saw her?
Oh, the usual. Practically slammed the door in my face. Mind you, she always was stuck up. Her and her daughter. He was different. Always had a cheery word to say. Surprising, considering the accident.
Is she inside now?
I don't know. I'm not watching the place all the time, am I?
No, of course not. Well, thank you very much.
If I see her, can I give her a message? Tell her who called?
No, thank you.
Did you hear how Sharon went?
What with?
The VJ. He was here this morning. I reckon she must have got another couple of days in solitary. Otherwise, she'd be back in our cell by now.
Oh, well, that suits me fine. It'll keep her away from you for a few days, won't it?
Look, I don't know what you've got against me. I mean, it's not my fault I'm in the same cell as her, is it? I prefer fellas anyway.
Well, bully for you. Look, you're just like her. When there's a shortage, you'll take whatever's going.
Well, if she's like that, why do you care?
Will you mind your own business? And stop asking me stupid questions about Sharon.
Well, I wasn't asking for myself. It's just that the other women, they want to know when she's coming out because they've run out of pills.
But they're going to have to get them for themselves, aren't they? She was only dealing in drugs for protection. Now that I'm here, she doesn't need any. Chrissy, have you ever been in solitary?
Yeah, a few times.
What's it like?
It's bloody awful. You just sit there with nothing to do except think about it. And the time drags. It's not so bad if there's someone next door, because then you can yell out to them. But if you're on your own, it's...
Who's up there now?
Nobody, just Sharon. Look, I've got to be getting back to the laundry, otherwise they're going to miss me.
Yeah.
Here's the latest forecast for today and tomorrow. The city fine and mild today, becoming warm and mainly sunny tomorrow. Light to moderate south and southeast winds tending south southeast
catch
and bayside sea breezes. On Port Phillip Bay.
All right, Smith, back to work. Simpson, outside. Mr. Reed wants to talk to you.
And afternoon sea breezes, slight to choppy seas. Now it's back to music.
She's popular with the blokes, isn't she?
Must have taken your place, Latham.
Like Judy's taken yours.
We'll see.
Could she have gone to visit relatives?
Well, you know she wouldn't contact them. I'm sure she's home.
Well, if she is, why isn't she seeing anybody? The police have been there as well.
Well, maybe she was out shopping. Well, if you asked the woman next door, she wouldn't miss anything.
I've asked and she hasn't seen her.
Look, we've got a pot plant near the front door. There's a key hidden underneath the base. You can let yourself in. I'm sure she's there.
All right, I'll call again on my way home.
Thanks. Oh, poor Mum. She's probably too embarrassed to face anyone.
Well, let's just hope that that's all it is. Because if she's disappeared without telling anybody, she's going to find herself right back in here.
Shame.
You had a visitor today.
Yeah, Doreen.
How's she going?
Silly cow, I was thinking of breaking her engagement because her future mother-in-law doesn't like her.
That was the reason nobody'd ever get married.
I know how to handle this. I want to go to my room.
What's the matter? Don't you like it in here with your friends?
You going to unlock the gate or not?
Wait outside.
Careful you don't wear the lino out, Lizzie.
Somebody's got to do it while other people are out enjoying themselves. God knows where.
I went to see Bea. She sends her love.
Nice to know someone still thinks about you. Although Kev seemed pretty friendly when he was here, while you were out.
What did he say?
He said thank you.
Yeah, but what did he say about his mum?
I told you. He said thank you. She changed her tune after I talked to her. You can get married. Although if I was Kev, I wouldn't have you.
Honest?
Calling me a liar now, are you?
Oh, no, I just reckon that this calls for a celebration. A drink or something.
You know the rules. No drink in the house.
We could go out for one.
Who's going to pay?
I am.
I'll get dressed.
You took your time. You can afford to wait.
How come you're not in the rec room with your friends?
There was no one there I was interested in.
I know where there is someone.
Where did you get that?
No one sends messages in here without me knowing about it.
Oh, really? Well, you read my mail, sister, and I'll shove it down your throat.
Well, you can try. And if you want to take over in here, we can settle it right now. Just the two of us.
What are you talking about?
You trying to take over.
Don't be stupid.
Then why did you let Sharon get put in solitary? I know what you're in for. Drugs. You want to take over the trade in here. Well, no one traffics while I'm around.
Have you read that? Read it. Go on, read it. I've been trying to get Sharon away from drugs for years, and away from sluts like Chrissy Latham. That's why I had her put in solitary. I don't want those two together night after night. I know what Sharon's like.
Then why send her a note like this?
It's my business.
I'll see she gets it.
No. Look, don't worry. She'll be out soon. I'll talk to her myself.
Come in.
There's a police officer outside to see you. He says it's something none of us can handle, only you.
Oh, well, show him in.
Would you come in, please?
Thank you, Miss Bennett.
I'll be needed to take the sergeant out later.
I'll call you when we're through. Pull up a chair and sit down.
No, thank you, sir.
Well, what can we do for you?
I believe you're standing security for Mrs. Vivian Williams.
That's correct. Is she all right?
Well, that's what we'd like to know. She was supposed to call at the station this morning. We haven't seen her. We've even called around at her house a couple of times. No reply. We thought you might know where she is.
No.
She doesn't know she's supposed to check with us.
Yes, I've made all that perfectly clear to her.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to report her missing.
Could you just hold off for a little while? I do have access to a key. I was planning on calling there on my way home.
I suppose I could leave it till the morning. But that's the limit. Now, if she hasn't shown up at the station by then, I'm afraid you're going to lose your bail money.
You all right?
Yes, I was just thinking about something.
Yeah, it gets you like that in here. What do you think you're doing?
What does it look like? I just had a little chat with your friend Judy, and we came to an agreement. You keep away from her girlfriend, and she keeps away from me. Any objections? Then sit down. I think you owe me a fag. Looks like it's my deal.
Here we are, Lizzie.
You don't have to buy all the drinks, Dor.
Have you got some money then?
No.
God, you're silly, Lizzie.
You seen Kev tonight, Dor?
Oh, not like this. He'd kill me.
Oh, go on, he wouldn't.
Nah, he wouldn't. Oh, he's a lovely bloke, Lizzie. We're going to be real happy living together.
Yeah, as long as his old mother keeps away.
Oh, you can handle her. We'll keep a saucepan handy just in case.
Yeah, we'll get an eye on one this time. Boing!
You didn't really hit her with the saucepan, did you, Lizzie?
No, of course I didn't.
Well, what made her change her mind then?
I told her how I miss me kids. I told her the same thing had happened to her.
Wouldn't be the same, though. They took your kids away. You couldn't help it. They took my kid away, too.
You'll have others.
Yeah, and you'll be the godmother. They won't take our kids away from us then.
No, they wouldn't dare. I'm glad I got you, Dor. You're the only friend I've got outside the jail. I get frightened sometimes outside.
Yeah. Me too, Lizzie.
I'm hungry. How long are we going to stay here?
Until the money runs out.
You got any left?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, terrific. Let's have a bag of chips with the next round, eh, Dor?
Okay, Lizzie. Drink up.
you hanging about for?
I want to go to the rec room.
Wish you lot would make up your minds. Anybody'd think I had nothing better to do than open and shut these gates all day.
Yeah? You could leave them open.
And let you wander wherever you like. What's the matter? Are you getting lonely with your friend locked in solitary?
I can wait a couple of days.
A couple of days? You must be joking. The VJ's just given her another week. And after that, she'll probably get another one. She could be in there for months. Well, come on. Do you want to go to the rec room or not?
Don't you think you'd better turn the telly back on, Bea?
No. Let him suffer. They gave me a hard enough time.
But you've made your point.
But it's not just this time, is it? I don't want to have to go through that lot every time some heavy comes in here fancying her chances.
You sure Judy's not going to be any more trouble?
No worries. She's got enough problems trying to hang on to her girlfriend.
G'day, Jude. Here, you want a game?
Yeah. I'll play.
That's enough of that, Smith.
Hell it is! No one take a swing at me and gets away with it.
I say that's enough. I'll handle her. But it looks like you'll be joining your friend in solitary, Bryant.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it?
Hello. You there, Mr. Williams?
Let's get a couple of bottles and take them with us. But what about Rhonda? Oh, bugger what she thinks. Yeah. Oh, but I haven't got any money left.
No worries, we don't need money. You just hang on a couple of seconds and then follow me.
Can I help you?
Oh, no, thank you. Just looking. Hot, isn't it?
Yes. I suppose it is.
Oh! Are you going to be okay? Of course I am, you silly bugger. Get the whiskey.
What's wrong, lady?
Hello, Doreen.
When'd you get out?
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.